The apartment was clean when they found it. To clean. The kind of clean that comes from intention, not habit. A single coffee cup sat in the sink. The bed was made. His phone was on the counter, face down, battery dead. But Marcus hadn't been seen in 11 days. His mother said he always called on Sundays. He never missed. Not once in 4 years. Not since he moved to the city. But 3 Sundays had passed. No call, no text, no explanation. Just silence that grew heavier with each unanswered ring. The last person to see him was a woman named Diane. She worked the front desk at the storage facility on Route 9. She remembered him because he came in late, just before closing. He seemed normal, polite, maybe a little distracted. He signed the rental agreement, paid cash for 3 months, and took the key. Unit 237. She watched him drive toward the back row of buildings, and then her shift ended. She locked the gate behind her and went home. Marcus had moved to Charlotte 2 years earlier for work. Software development. Decent pay. Quiet life. He didn't go out much. A few work friends. A gym membership he used twice a week. No girlfriend. No drama. His neighbors barely noticed him. The kind of person who blends in because there's nothing to notice. But 6 weeks before he disappeared, something changed. He started getting calls at strange hours. His coworker Jesse mentioned it once during lunch. Marcus had stepped outside to take a call and didn't come back for 20 minutes. When he did, he looked pale. Jesse asked if everything was okay. Marcus said it was fine. Family stuff. Nothing serious. But Jesse noticed Marcus started leaving work early, taking long lunches, checking his phone constantly. Then, 3 weeks before he vanished, Marcus told his boss he needed time off. A family emergency. He didn't say what. His boss approved it without asking. Marcus was reliable. He never asked for anything, so no one questioned it. During those 3 weeks, Marcus drove to his hometown, a small place 2 hours south. He stayed with his younger brother, Darnell. They hadn't been close in years. Darnell had gotten into trouble. Petty theft, probation. Marcus had distanced himself, built a different life. But when Darnell called him that night in October, Marcus answered. Darnell said he needed help. That it wasn't his fault. That some people were looking for him, and he didn't know what to do. He said they thought he had something. Money. Drugs. He wasn't clear. But he was scared. Really scared. And Marcus believed him, so Marcus went home. At first, it felt like the right thing to do. Darnell was family. And maybe this was a chance to fix something that had been broken for a long time. Marcus told himself he could help, that he could figure it out. He always figured things out. Darnell explained the situation slowly. There had been a deal. A friend of a friend. A quick job. Darnell was supposed to hold on to a package for a few days. That's all. Just hold it. He didn't even know what was in it. But then the guy who was supposed to pick it up got arrested. And now other people wanted it. People Darnell didn't know. People who didn't ask politely. Marcus stayed calm. He asked questions. He tried to understand. Darnell swore he didn't take anything. He swore he gave the package back. But they didn't believe him. They thought he was lying. They thought he kept something for himself. And now they wanted it back, or they wanted money. They wanted Darnell to disappear. Marcus made a decision. He told Darnell to stay out of sight, to not answer the phone, to not go anywhere. Marcus said he would handle it. He would talk to these people. Explain that it was a misunderstanding. That Darnell didn't have anything. That they were wasting their time. Darnell warned him. He said these weren't the kind of people you talk to. That they didn't care about explanations. But Marcus didn't listen. He had spent his whole adult life solving problems with logic. With conversation? With reason? He thought this would be the same. The meeting was arranged through a phone call. Marcus didn't recognize the voice. It was cold, flat. The man told him to come alone. To bring proof that Darnell didn't have what they were looking for? Marcus asked what that meant. The man said Marcus would know. Then he gave him an address and a time. The next evening. 9 p.m., Marcus wrote it down. He told Darnell he would be back in a few hours, that everything would be fine. Darnell looked at him like he wanted to say something, but didn't. Marcus left before sunset. The address was a warehouse. Industrial area. Empty streets. A few parked trucks. No lights except for one dim bulb above a side door. Marcus sat in his car for 10 minutes before going in. He kept telling himself this was just a conversation, that people were reasonable if you gave them a chance. He knocked. The door opened. A man stood there. Older, thick arms. No expression. He looked at Marcus and stepped aside. Marcus walked in. Inside, the space was mostly empty. Concrete floors. Metal shelves. A table in the center with 2 chairs. Another man was sitting, younger, tattoos on his neck. He didn't stand up. He gestured to the chair across from him. Marcus sat down. The conversation was short. Marcus explained that Darnell didn't have anything, that the package was returned, that there was no reason to keep looking for him. The man listened without interrupting. When Marcus finished, the man leaned back and smiled. Not a friendly smile, the kind that says you don't understand what's happening. The man said it. It wasn't about the package anymore. It was about respect, about principle, about making sure people knew that mistakes had consequences. He said Darnell had made them look weak, that other people were watching, that if they let this go, it would invite more problems, more disrespect. Marcus tried to argue. He said that didn't make sense, that punishing someone for something they didn't do solved nothing. The man stood up. He said Marcus didn't need to understand. He just needed to deliver a message. Tell Darnell to come forward, to make it right, or they would come to him. Marcus asked what that meant. The man didn't answer. He walked toward the back of the warehouse. The older man by the door stepped closer. Marcus realized the conversation was over. He left. But when he got back to Darnell's place, his brother was gone. Marcus called. No answer. He checked the bedroom, the closet. Nothing was missing. Darnell's phone was on the kitchen counter. His wallet, his keys. Like he had just stepped out for a minute. But Marcus knew he hadn't. He waited hours past, then a day, then 2. Marcus called the police. They took a report, but didn't seem concerned. Darnell was an adult. He had a record. People like him disappeared for a few days sometimes. They told Marcus to wait, to call back if he didn't show up in a week. Marcus couldn't stay. He had to get back to work. He told himself Darnell was hiding, that he would turn up, that he just needed time. So Marcus drove back to Charlotte. He tried to go back to his normal life, but the calls started. Unknown numbers. Middle of the night, early morning. He stopped answering. Then the texts came. Short, vague. We need to talk. You know what this is about? Come back. Marcus didn't respond. 2 weeks later, he rented the storage unit. He told no one. He packed things from his apartment. Papers, hard drives, anything that might connect him to Darnell. To that meeting, to those men. He thought if he erased the trail, they would stop. That he could disappear from their attention the same way his brother had. Disappeared from his. But the truth is simpler and worse than that. Marcus didn't understand that the decision had already been made. Not by him, by them. The moment he walked into that warehouse, the moment he tried to negotiate on behalf of someone they had already written off, he became part of the problem. And problems, in their world, don't get solved with words. Darnell's body was found 4 months later in a wooded area 30 miles outside of town. Cause of death, blunt force trauma. No suspects. No arrests. The case went cold within weeks. Marcus was never found. The storage unit was eventually opened when the rent went unpaid. Inside, there were boxes, documents, a laptop. Photos of him and Darnell as kids. Nothing that explained where he went. Nothing that brought him back. His mother still calls his phone sometimes. She knows it's disconnected, but she calls anyway. Because not calling feels like giving up, and she's not ready to do that. Not yet. The last text Marcus sent was to Jesse. 3 words. I tried talking. Jesse didn't understand it then. He does now. But it doesn't help. Because the moment Marcus believed reason could protect his brother, the moment he thought a conversation could undo fear, he stepped across a line he didn't know existed. And there was no stepping back. Some decisions feel small when you make them logical, even brave, but they echo longer than you live.